How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting, and welcome to what I think's going to be the last episode of the Imperial Capital Burns. So, yeah. I didn't say this last time because I thought it might... For one thing, it kind of hit me at the end of the episode, and I felt it was also like one of those too soon moments, but in a way, what we witnessed last time was the full collapse of Kyoto, the desperate drive to survive, and then the slow fall and just the ripping apart of everyone else on our team. And at the very end, I kind of realized that Yamashiro kind of was the reverse Chomp, if that makes sense, because the Chomp was Marimo, and everything from here up was taken away. And in that case, after all was said and done, all that was left of Yamashiro was from here up. So it was like Chomp 2.0, but fun. No, it was terrible. But it looks like we've kind of pulled through the other side. The Royal Guard kind of swooped in at the last second, including Yui's dad, who was in what I'm guessing is the first Takamura Yui, like the prototype, I'm guessing, which is really cool. Takasukasa is going to be talking about here, but we're getting into that later. So again, I also am thinking, especially if this is a pretty short episode, I might just do like my wrap up for it here, because this is seemingly a very small story, and that's fine, but it just means that there's not so much to dive into. I could talk about all the characters, but like there's just not a whole lot of them to really sink my teeth into, and so I might just do that for this episode, and that can just be our wrap up for this. Normally I do like a big wrap party, but because this is such a self-contained story, I just don't know if that makes a lot of sense. Because I feel like I could summarize everything in about 30 minutes, just my impressions of it all and how it all ties together. But we'll see. If this episode's already getting pretty long without that, I'll just go ahead and do in a formal wrap party, even though it'll be pretty short. But otherwise, it'll be time for us to jump into something else. So, yeah, I think we'll go ahead and just kind of do all that later. But for now, let's kick back, relax, and jump into the story. So she said, if that machine can be mass-produced and deployed as our next mainline TSF, but that's the thing. The Takamura Yui's are too specialized. Oh boy. It's him. I don't like you.
わずか1個招待であの数のフォート級を数分で生すぎり。あれは特に良かった。とても有意義な性能実証ができたとメーカーの技師らも近衛の技官らも大層喜び、君に感謝していたよ。
Okay, yeah, sure.
いえ、礼はむしろこちらがかの者たちにせねばなりません。姿勢98式、機器師に勝る壮絶な性能です。少佐、あの機体こそ帝国の未来を。
Oh, fetch me. What's happening to you?
さすがの鬼姫もあれの起動性能は相当応えたと見えるね。
What's all this about? God, this guy. He's just smarmy. I don't know this other word for it. Like, he's good. He's good at politicking. He's good at piloting a TSF. He's pretty much the perfect guy. But I just hate him. On this, like, really deep level, I can't explain.
申し訳ありません。
仕方ないさ。この姿勢強化装備ならともかく、その77式にあの機体は荷が重い。
Oh. He is wearing the specialized suits. Like, it is cool to see that, but still.
失礼しました、少佐。お見苦しいところを。
すまなかったね。私の不明だよ。こんなことなら女性用も準備させておくべきだった。
That is a bit of an oversight. Most like your fleets are almost more women than men in these days. You'd think you'd make that suit first.
いえ。ですが、
なんだい？
本当によろしかったのでしょうか。こたびの死に私にとどまらず 少佐にも類が及ぶのではと。
I don't like you.
帝都への砲撃が始まった以上、ことは一刻を争います。市外に分散孤立しているこの絵部隊は学徒ばかり。いずれもデータリンク制限が解除されておりません。
Ah, interesting. So she called out maybe for the special operation to go and try and rescue them.
もとよりこの状況下にあってはデータリンクが完全であれ、自力の戦域離脱など望むべくもありません。帝都蹂躙を許した上、遠からず御敵ベータを滅す定めを担う若き近衛をむざむざ見捨てることなどできましょうか。
So this is like so he's there, I'm guessing. But like this is like the Royal Guard like elite. Like this is their internal like superstructure. Like there's the Shogun and the Shogunate like council. Like that's how I'm thinking this is supposed to represent, that council.
高司隊の愚臣は至極最も。されどかような折に近衛の独断専行。兵庫の顔生ずにそういない。
Okay, how?
殿下、
征夷大将軍の名において命ず。こたびの剣に際し、近衛軍の一騎たりとも動かすことまかりならん。
Why? What the why?
本陣の移設を急げ。よいな。
Okay. I mean that does make some logistical sense, but still. So she went against orders.
殿下とて断腸の思いであろう。誠に無念ではあるが、沙汰が下った以上、致し方あるまい。
心得ております九条卿。お心遣い痛み入ります。
今は耐えるのだ。近衛の矜持を示すのは、先陣にある時ばかりなるまいぞ。
はっ。
So she somehow defied their orders. Like a direct order, though.
高司大尉、少しいいかい。
は、怒るが少佐。いかがされましたか。
よかったじゃないか大尉。殿下のお墨付きをいただいて。怖い顔もみやびやかだね、京子。鬼姫のあざ名は伊達じゃない。いつもの凛とした微笑み。私はそちらがより好きではあるけれどね。
God, this just drips with that energy of like, oh, you're cuter when you smile. Just like, ugh.
少佐、今は服務中ゆえ、そのような。
殿下はおっしゃったじゃないか。近衛軍の一騎たりとも、とね。つまり、近衛軍でなければ構わない。そう言外に含まれたのさ。
Smarmy. Oh my gosh.
おやめください。
God, he's so creepy. I was right. I hate him.
そのようなへりくつ、あなたは昔から。
あるのさ。近衛軍には未登録で、敵支配域への強行突入と密集機動格闘戦に耐え。
Okay, wait. So was she inside the Takamura Kazuchi?
なおかつ生還できる可能性を秘めた機体がね。
少佐、今なんと。
姿勢98式。伊賀の開発試験場に4タイプ一揃いしているよ。
Interesting. Why did he do this? Is this because like he's all about his political machinations? I wonder if this is a ploy to undercut the shogun to make him look like a fool.
姿勢98式、伊賀の開発試験場。
そう、目と鼻の先だ。信頼できる部下を連れて行くといい。
ですが、
分かっている。案ずる必要はないよ。学徒兵の回収は帝国軍の救助隊をこっそり帯同させればいい。
Dang. It's kind of crazy that she takes this giant risk like this, going off a technicality and a promise that he'll protect her, which who knows if that'll actually happen. And it's like, in the end, they only saved one of them. They only saved Yui. Great. I think personally worth it, but on the military scale with like what's happening in Japan, it's not going to look that great. I guess the successful deployment of it against like the fort classes is going to be pretty spectacular, and maybe they're facing a very similar issue that we see Yui face in the future, where they've put money into this, they've developed essentially this really master-crafted TSF, but political machinations and troubles and backdoor dealings are like, threatening the program, but this is going to seal the deal by proving its effectiveness on the battlefield beyond shadow of a doubt.
もちろんそれは私が引き受けるよ。何？その手のつてには事欠かないさ。どうだい京子。この絵軍は一機も動かしていないだろう。
God, it's honeyed words.
困ったな。まだ信用してくれないのかい？
What sane person would?
そうでした。あなたは昔から何を考えているかわからない男だった。ですが、粗略であったことも、虚言を弄すことも、ついぞありませんでしたね。一つ伺います。かの四星98式、少佐のために搬入されたものですね。
そう。ようやく試験運用段階に入ってね。その実践テストに私が任じられた。
Alright. The Ikaruga is kind of like the Royal Guard's Yuya, a really good pilot that puts things through their paces to help perfect them.
量産前提の試験運用段階で、実践ですか？
第二帝都でこしらえている殿下の機体。その使用確定のため、この防衛戦で基準データを取るはずだったのさ。
Oh, interesting. It utilized its defensive engagement to gather data that would inform the specifications of His Highness's TSF. That'd be the purple one.
ところが、急激な戦況の悪化に驚いたのか、上大将本営が即刻送り返せなどと言ってきてね。
Right.
なるほど。特進しました。少佐はそれでもおやりになるつもりでしたのね。実践試験。
Now, is he gonna fly in it? Is he gonna sortie or himself? Or is he simply setting her up to do it so that he doesn't get in trouble?
即時出撃可能なよしは、それゆえでありましょう。
さてね。
それではなおのこと、私が退をいただくわけには。
いいさ。君に譲るよ。この後に及んで、人様のヒノキ部隊にすがりつくほど無粋ではないつもりだ。
無粋？
それに、元より君は、行くつもりだったのだろう。
I don't like him. I don't like him.
元より私は、行くつもりだったからね。もしお咎めがあるなら、どの道同じさ。君に貸与しようが、搬送命令を無視して出撃しようが、ね。同じ守備なら、君を随格であの地獄に放り出さなかっただけ上出来というものだ。
I guess. Like, he's got logic there, but I still feel like he kind of wanted to achieve his goals without sullying his hands. Sure, he'll claim responsibility, but there's a lot of difference between, like, claiming responsibility for the actions of others and actually performing the action yourself.
少佐のお覚悟と後輩に心から感謝申し上げます。無論私はこの試技に関わるいかなお咎めも受ける所存です。
本気なところが実にらしい。だが君は今日戦場の伝説を作った。しかもこの絵にとって格別好都合なものをね。お咎めなどあろうはずがないさ。
Yeah, in all intents and purposes, when you look at not the number of people who were rescued, but the fact that the rescue actually was successful in a tiny way, and the effectiveness on the battlefield, if someone were to try and like get mad at them for being so successful, it would just make them look like idiots.
そうであれば良いのですが、少佐の楽観的解釈を真に受けるほどうぬぼれてはおりません。確かに四星98式の性能と戦果はいささか伝説的ではあります。ですがそれが私の孔明を帳消しにするとは思っておりません。
Yeah, I wonder what happens to her. I don't recall seeing her, so I'm not sure what's going to happen.
やれやれ、真を得られずは私の不徳か、君の得実か。
Both, I'm guessing. Mostly you're too vile. There's just something, it's like, he comes across as greasy. It's so weird. Why does he make me feel this way? Like, every time I've seen him on screen, in every single, like, instance that he's been involved in a story, he just makes my skin crawl.
砲弾雨と降り注ぎ、異形ばっこする程度。その駆け巡るは神速。合法伴い空より来たりて、群れなす音的瞬刻にあっす。あたかも雷神の。
Oh. That's the name, right? The Takamura Kazuchi, like that's the god of thunder. Isn't that the connection there? So does he name them?
そう確信しただろうね。取り残された戦場で凄惨な死を覚悟していた者たちは。しかもそれを見ていたのは君が救った者だけではない。その救助に向かった部隊の者、近衛はもちろん在日米軍や帝国軍の将兵、指揮官、そして帝都を愛するあまり避難命令に従わなかった国民たちもだ。奇跡の救助を成した雷神のごとき戦術機、その登場英詞を罰するなどできようものか。
So with so many people having such a positive spin, he's saying that like the PR is so good that at this point, even a begrudging punishment could likely spell as a political disaster. In a way, because it was such a successful operation, like it's in the best interest of the higher parties to just pretend it was like intentional. They'll be angry in the background, but for all intents and purposes, no formal punishment can be allotted for it.
四星98式はもうただの戦術機ではないよ。戦域にその姿を表すだけで全将兵の闘志を燃え上がらせる武神、雷神の権限たる竹三日月となったのさ。
Takamura Kazuchi. I don't say it like he does, but I'm close. Takamura Kazuchi. Takamura Kazuchi.
竹三日月。
皇后、帝国は古今未曾有の苦難にまみれるだろう。その皇子としてわずか数日間で先進一等国の座から転げ落ちた。激減した人口は戦火の継続によって回復せず、おそらく二度と同じ地位に返り咲くまい。かような暗黒の時代、人々に必要なのは神話だ。そしてその時社会を滑る者は不正ではない、母性だよ。
Oh, interesting. Is he trying to set up for Yui to take over? Is that what this is about? To like make the shogun look a fool and then like promote Yui to take the throne. But his idea, if you recall, everyone sees Yui as a puppet to be manipulated, and that might be his goal. Put her in charge to be this benevolent teaching leader, but he's pulling the strings the whole time, and he plans to marry her and seal the deal and essentially become the emperor, and then the emperor married to the shogun, the head like factors of the government united as one, but he's the one in charge.
少佐、恐れながらご石家たる御身が制する和柄としてはいささか不心得かと。
すまないね。四星98式と君の活躍につい興奮してしまったようだ。
では私はこれにて。
I don't think I'm gonna do the rap party today. I think I'll end up doing it
そういえ
another
ば
week.
君が救出した学徒兵の中に 高村公の跡取りがいたね。
は。
いや、感動的じゃないか。父親の手がけた竹見勝氏が戦地に果てようとしていた愛娘を救うなんてね。
Oh yeah, it sounds lovely.
そしてその期待の英士が桃園にある御石家の次期女性当主とはね。
Mm-hmm.
怒るが少佐。
美しい話だ。実に雅やかだよ。
Yeah. He wanted her to be the one to do it. It looks better than if he did it.
高継。まさかあなたは。
顕在化した雷神を狩る者だとするなら、さしずめ君は女神といったところか。ねえ、京子。
What is he trying to say, though? Like, what does he want her to do now? She's being manipulated right into, like, where he wants her. But I don't know how that translates. All my friends are dead. Great. That's a great title for your achievement. Oh, yeah, this place. Oh my gosh. It just looks like a bomb went off. 1998, Higashima Award. I don't know if I said that right. I couldn't see it for long enough. Gojo Bridge East, Higashiyama Award. That's what it is. I hear a sound from really, really far away. The clouds in my head slowly disappear, and I start to feel like myself again. Oh boy. Right, brace for mental trauma. Are my eyes open? They are. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I feel like I've seen this site before. The word's on the tip of my tongue. That's gonna take me a bit longer. Ah, I see now. This is a military tent, and I'm looking at the roof from the inside. I knew I'd seen this somewhere. Bit by bit, I'm figuring out the things I'm looking at, the sounds I'm hearing. Am I really, though? It's taking me forever to put the pieces together, and that's frustrating. That sounds like, it feels like that's what's like coming out of anesthesia, but I also wonder if that could just be an effect of the drugs, the battle drugs. But like, one time I had a really bad accident on where my knee kind of exploded when I had an accident while I was in high school, and it needed to be reconstructed essentially. Just it not like literally put together, but they had to kind of bolt the majority of my knee back into place so that it would heal and wouldn't be misshapen. Modern medicine hadn't been around and I had succumbed to that injury. I probably would have had a locked leg, so a leg that couldn't bend. So like it would have been really rough. But I remember when I had that surgery, coming out of it took a long time, too long. I've had to tell doctors since then that I have I'm sensitive to the anesthesia medicines because I went into surgery at like 10 in the morning. I was expected to be out within 2 hours, so around noon, and I should have been waking up around 3 o'clock, and they were anticipating being able to send me home around 4 or 5. I didn't become conscious until about 9 or 10 that evening. So they took me off the drugs and they put me in a hospital room, and it took an extra like 5 hours to wake up. And when I woke up, I was super groggy. It was tough for me to like draw connections of like where I was and what was happening. But the craziest part was, so you have the sympathetic system that lets you do things like breathe, makes your heart pound, all that good stuff, without having to consciously think about it. But the problem was that for whatever reason, as I was coming out of the anesthesia, I wasn't breathing fast enough. So I had my natural breathing, but my breaths were coming in like every 40 seconds or so, to the point where they had to put like pure oxygen on a high blast into my nose, and I had to focus on breathing. Like I had to tell myself to breathe in and out to keep my brain awake, because if I wasn't thinking about it, I would just pass out because I wasn't breathing enough. Like that's kind of crazy. And that's what this reminds me of, is waking up and like it really felt like my thoughts were so sluggish and I was just teetering on the edge of consciousness, and it took every ounce of effort just to be focused. I kind of get what's going on around me, but it's hard to understand why, and that's annoying. Yeah, don't try and sit up. You're going to feel real dizzy. Well, I guess I can't get up by myself. Man, I'm so sluggish. My body feels as heavy as lead.
あれ
What's with these clothes? What do you even call this? A surgical robe? Why am I wearing this? The woman, she must be a nurse. I can tell that much from the way she's dressed. She's looking my way, surprise written all over her face. I wonder why.
あの
It's hard to speak. And now she's gone. Oh, it's hard to speak. She's probably been unconscious for a couple days because she hasn't been able to drink water. She probably has it on an IV, but her throat's probably horrifically dry. I can't see her from here, but I'm sure she's talking about me.
先生高村さんが意識を取り戻しました
Doctor? Oh, of course. There's a nurse around. And Takamura-san, I guess that's me?
先生ここです
The voices are coming from above my head. The footsteps are slowly getting closer.
Takamura Yui 少尉だね。
My head hurts so much. Okay, yeah, so she's got like a block in her brain right now. Like a fog, like an amnesia, but it's gonna break down. Oh, it's a male nurse this time and some old guy. The old guy must be the boss. If he's their boss, he must be the doctor. Maybe he can do something about my headache?
聞こえていますか、高村少尉。私の言ってることがわかりますか。
先生頭が痛いです
Somehow my voice came out. Little by little, it's becoming easier to connect my thoughts. I wish I could do something about the sluggishness and piercing headache, though.
とても痛いんですどうしよ
The doctor's holding my wrist with a kind smile on his face. Oh, he's taking my pulse.
大丈夫ですよ。君はとても運がいい。体も心も回復する余地は十分にありますよ。
Oh, how that's optimistic. Also, it's funny because like this actually reminds me a lot of Marimo's recovery from her first battle. She even had like an eye injury or like a patch on her face, and she had trouble waking up too. Well, that's good to hear. Now, if only he could do something about this piercing headache already.
先生この症状はやはり
記憶障害、幼児対抗、思考力の低下。典型的な5歳民暗示のバッドトリップと過剰投与の副作用だね。この絵群は臨床例が少ないからほとんどこうなる。
So it's a common problem from the overdosing. Post-hypnotic suggestions, what's that?
特に今回この絵群が採用したものは帝国軍より強度が高いものだ。その分副作用も大きく厄介だ。
Oh, so she might have been awake before, but had been a lot more, like, disoriented. Come on, do something about my head or... Wait, something just...
先生私なんか思い出しそうです
高村少尉無理しなくていいからね今まだ
いつから
ん
先生高村少尉が何かつぶやいてます聖者が死者の数を数えるのを
When did the living stop counting the dead? That's the trigger. Huh? Doesn't hurt so much anymore. Oh, I wonder if it's also an unseal. My head feels clear, refreshed. I think I heard this poem somewhere before. Seems to recall the commander told me it looked like I was feeling better after hearing it. Wonder why that's the only thing I can remember.
この世界は本当に滅びの道を歩んで
How'd the rest go again? I have a feeling what comes next is super important.
あれ
I really think it might be like
おかしいな
the kind of like releasing the binding on her mind.
どうしたんですか、高村少尉。
Oh my gosh, look at this
何がお
place.
かしいの。
思い出せないんです大事なとても大事なことだったはずなのに
高村少尉、大丈夫ですよ。それは思い出せなくてもいいんですよ。
でも
泣かなくても大丈夫。いいんですよ。 思い出せなくても。
先生、記憶障害があるはずですが、今のは一体。
近衛君が今回作戦のために導入したご催眠暗示の起動キーとなる歌だ。冷戦期のジャーナリストだか報道カメラマンだかの言葉らしいが。
I want to know, like, if that poem's real, I want to see the whole thing. I couldn't find it. I tried googling it. I couldn't find it. Post-hypnotic suggestion trigger. What are they talking about?
ご催眠暗示の効果は被験者の精神的な基礎要因や動機、脅迫観念が大きく影響する。無論バッドトリップにもね。私は大陸の前線にもいたが、帝国軍も導入当初はひどいものだった。
Oh, I don't even want to know what that was like. The first deployment of people who had been hypnotized. I bet that was a mess.
精神的基礎要因や動機ですか？
そうだ。戦術薬物との組み合わせも含めて非常に重要な因子となる。例えば志願兵用に調整された処置を徴用兵に行えばほぼ 100% バッドトリップするだろう。動機や脅迫観念のあり方の組み合わせを誤れば判断力を失い、攻撃衝動あるいは逃避衝動など人によって様々な感情が肥大化し、間違いなく錯乱する。
That honestly explains what happened to Aki, Shimako, and Izumi. Like all three of them. Like it like absolutely nails it. And it's like the idea, he said, like the difference is between a conscript and a volunteer. Like a volunteer, it doesn't affect them as badly because their motivations are pretty solid. But conscript, when you've been forced into it, your motivations being based on duty or appearances or like a feeling of necessity aren't enough to cut it through. The doctor and the nurse are looking at me, but I don't understand anything they're saying. Why are they using so many difficult words?
この子たちこの絵史上は脅迫観念的に志願気質を植え付けられてはいるが、実際には徴用兵の基礎精神構造と何ら変わらない。
Yeah, exactly.
それなのに用いられたのは暗示、戦術薬物ともに高強度の志願兵用。こうなるのも当然。いや、それは最初から承知の上なのだろう。つまり彼女たちは臨床データ蓄積のための実験サンプル。
Oh, that's so evil. It makes sense, but at the same time, so clinically evil because it reminds me of like the freaking Vault Tech, right? From Fallout. The idea that they're like, oh, we have an incredibly horrific crisis on our hands. Well, let's make sure we get some good data from it. You know, like, let's make sure we get the most out of it. Let's milk it for all it's worth.
だとすると、この患者、本当に回復の見込みあるのでしょうか？
They're bad-mouthing me, I knew it. But why does the nurse look so disgusted?
どうだろうな。ただ、見込みはある。こうして生き残ったんだ。偶然、志願兵との精神的類似構造があったのかもしれん。
So maybe, like, because she for her was less of a compulsion. Like, it was an indoctrinated compulsion, like a duty and everything, but she drank the Kool-Aid, like she really believed in it and wholeheartedly wanted to do her duty, and that might have made a difference.
そうであってほしいものです。でなければ、あまりに不憫です。
What is that? What's that? Someone's crying. No, it's like a baby crying. Sounds familiar.
どうしました？高村少尉。
What is that? Why is there a baby here?
なんか赤ちゃんの泣き声が聞こえるような。
あの子はね、昨日の晩生まれたんですよ。
There is a baby here. Huh? Yesterday.
少尉たちが頑張ってくれたから、あの子も生まれてくることができたんですよ。
Aww, that's kind of cool.
赤ちゃんがあんなに泣いてる。
That's what babies do, but one thing you might not know, babies crying is actually good. Obviously, you don't want it to be so stressful for the parents, and you don't want it to be like the child being in pain, but a crying baby is typically a healthy baby.
先生、あの子にとってこのような地獄に生まれ出ることが本当に。
最終的にそれを決めるのはあの子だよ。だがね、
Aww.
あの子が幸せだと思える可能性を残すのは間違いなく我々の仕事だ。
I mean, that's the only position you can really have in this kind of thing. It's like, who knows? Like, it almost could feel cruel. Like, should we have children when the world feels like it's just going into, like, falling into hell? But it's like, but children are the hope of the future. Yeah, things are hard, and it might be hard to feel like it's justified, but I think it's about having something to fight for. If we all just stopped having babies, like, yeah, the world will just come to a different end. But maybe it's worth it if it means just, you know, having a reason to continue. Why is he crying so much? He doesn't have a care in the world. He can cry as much as he wants. I'm jealous. So unfair. Wish I could feel this free again. I used to be this free.
先生、
ん？何ですか？高村少尉。
いつの間に私はこんな風になってしまったんでしょうか。どうしたらもう一度
Aww.
赤ちゃんみたいになれるのでしょうか。
先生、これは
私は一体いつから。
高村少尉、聞こえますか？とりあえず今は休んでください。
No,
もう泣かなくてもいいからね。
Ironically here, tears feel appropriate. Maybe it'd be a part of her healing. I think like crying is an important part of life. It sucks, it's embarrassing, but like it's important.
明日には名古屋の病院へ搬送してもらえるからね。きちんと精密検査を受けて、まずは体から治していこうね。
じゃあね、お注射打ちますよ。
An injection? For some reason I feel calm when it's just a syringe with a needle. It's pressure injections I hate. Huh? Why did I have to take pressure injections anyway?
それはね、安定剤ですからね。すぐに眠くなるから遠慮しないで寝てしまっていいですよ。
Yeah. Oh, poor Yui. Oh, it's true. I feel so sleepy. All my worries are fading away. September 24th, 1998. Survived the Battle of Kyoto, baby. Pilot, baby. Oh, I didn't see where we were. I was reading the pop-up. Sorry. Are we in the present now? Like Total Eclipse present? How pathetic. No matter how many times I have these nightmares, they still throw my mind into disarray. That I actually fell asleep in my superior officer's quarters makes it even worse. Last thing I remember is Captain Takasukasa Kyoko-sama summoning me for a private discussion after the squadron's debriefing. Oh, I must have drifted off when she was telling me about her meeting with mother and father. Ever since she rescued me during the defense of Kyoto, Kyoko-sama has been a constant source of strength, as well as a powerful supporter in both my public and private lives. I am unfairly using our blood ties to my advantage. No, now's not the time to dwell on such petty things. After suffering through the hell and returning alone, some perpetual treatment here and there isn't anything particularly noteworthy. Actually, this is the first time I've been on leave since my commission. I should be grateful to Captain Takasukasa let me sleep off my fatigue in her office. Wonder if she would act the same in my place. I'm thirsty. So she did get her memories back. Oh, look at that. Look at her. Look at that expression. Oh, she's got steel in her soul now. Look at that. That is an amazing way to depict her internal, like, mind. Look at that. Like, just look at that. How do they do that with an art? Like, how can artists capture emotion so well? My eyes are sunken, my cheeks are hollow, my hair's unkempt and falling past my shoulders. The very image of a ghost. It's been a little less than 2 months since that day. Since the day Kyoto fell to the Beta. I became a surface pilot that night, and woke up in disgrace the following morning. The defense of Kyoto raged for about a month, an unprecedented clash that would mark the beginning of the Empire's downfall. In the days after its conclusion, I was absorbed into a Hydra squadron under the command of Captain Takasukasa from the abandonment of Kyoto to the defense of Oigawa River. We fought alongside the IGAA and IJMDF in a desperate attempt to delay the Beta's advance. Even at this very moment, the Beta's vanguard approaches the Fuji River defensive line, threatening a second capital of the Empire, Tokyo. And that's not going to go well. I might still have much to learn, I might still be finding my way, but now's not the time for self-recrimination. The enemy draws near, and we don't have a second to spare.
如月注意。
Hey.
短い間ではありましたが、あなたの下で初陣を戦えたことに心から感謝します。注意が背負われていたものを知らされたのは、お別れした日から数週間経った後でした。
Yeah, she had a lot on her shoulders that night.
武家の教授と近衛軍指揮官のありさま、身をもって示していただいた君、ありがとうございました。真田対
I'm guessing he didn't make it.
斎藤注意。
We know she didn't make it.
あの数日後、大尉の部隊は東進してきたベータ軍第3波との戦闘で
Yeah.
御所を守って全滅したと聞きました。あなた方のおかげで私は英士となり、初陣では命を救っていただきました。
Dang, that's so crazy to think that she barely made it even just to this point.
あなた方のような盛況な英士に鍛えられ、そして一瞬であれ戦場を共にできたことを私は一生の誇りとします。そして大尉と一型兵が育てた四星98式に私はもう一度命を救われたのです。
Oh, yeah, so his data on the mainland, like his squad's data that they collected when they went out of their way to go save civilians and kind of took the fall for the Beta advance after that, but it paves the way for the Takamura.
あなた方にいただいたご恩はいつか必ず、いつの日にか必ずこの私が一型兵を最強の戦術機にしてみせます。
Hey, there's some prophecy there.
必ず。
Yeah, you three.
アキ、シマコ、みんなごめんね。私まだ何もわからないよ。何が正しいのか、何をやったらいいのかわからない。だからお願い、私の生き様をよく見ていて、私が引かないように。
It's kind of sad too, because like if you think about it, they all perished, died at the hands of different Beta. Shimako with the laser, Aki with the destroyer, and Izumi with the grappler slash port class.
遠くで見ていて。山城さん、
Oh, Yamashiro, I'm so sorry.
分かってる。大丈夫。分かってるよ。
No one should have to die like she did.
あなたにその目で見られているうちは、私にはまだあなたを名前で呼ぶ資格なんてない。
I still have to earn the right to call myself your equal.
でもいつか必ずなってみせる。あなたを名前で呼べるように。山城さん、私はあなたのように生きたい。
I wish to live like you, act like you, and one day be like you. Ah.
無様だな。
I think she's pretty cute, to be honest.
私は
But I'm done averting my eyes. No matter how unsightly I am, no matter how much I still have to learn, no matter what happens to me, I refuse to turn a blind eye to my failings. The very idea would be unthinkable for Yamashiro Kazusa. Oh, it's out of my control now. Like, I'm not, it's auto-clicking now. How should I become the woman I aspire to be? I don't yet know. Am I right? As I am right now, I can't tell right from wrong. But, all that music. That's for all the more reason for me to walk down this path, forward, on and on. Oh, look at that! God, she looks so cool! She looks genuinely awesome. And then pan up. And she becomes so awesome. Like, she is freaking amazing as a character. I do love that she never stops growing either. God, the music, the soundtracks. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So I think I might go ahead and do a rap party for this. It's not going to be necessary per se, and it's definitely going to be probably a lot shorter than other rap parties. I mean, I'm sure you saw the rap party on Friday, and if you did, that I haven't. Like, it's just, they go forever. It's just the way they are. But this one, it is such a short experience. There's not a whole lot I can do, but I'll try and compile some thoughts about all the major characters that we saw and kind of my thoughts about it all. But yeah, I was worried we only had like 10 minutes left, but no, we got a full episode out of this, so that was more than enough. And I'll be able to kind of give a capstone to it as well. But it also might be the ending of something for a bit. I've been running Muv-Luv Mondays for ages now, but we're kind of run dry on some things. There's a few options we have left. What is it called? The Kimi ga Nozumo, the Rumbling Hearts game. It's kind of Muv-Luv adjacent, and the characters that are in that are in Muv-Luv. But it also just might be time to take a break for a bit. There's a good chance that over the next little while they might trickle out some more Muv-Luv games. But now that I don't have this big backlog, now that we've done like everything that's published, really, that's core Muv-Luv, that's been translated at the very least. Like, there's still stuff I hope gets translated, but it might be time for Muv-Luv Mondays to take a back seat after such a long time. And the thing is that if we do, I know what our next step is. And it's going to be another massive adventure. That might just mean we wait for Muv-Luv for a while. I'd always want to come back, of course. But it might be time to start a new major legacy series. I'll think about it. If you have any thoughts about that and you're still watching this, let me know. Think it's worth waiting around for a while if we start something else? Let Muv-Luv cook a bit? Maybe get a new The Day After episode that they keep whispering about. Maybe some translations that we've been waiting for. We'll have to see. The other thing is, though, like, we could wait one more game at least and do the Rumbling Hearts first. We could do that. Who knows? Maybe something else will come out by then. But we have done Muv-Luv for a long time. Maybe... just maybe, it's worth thinking about. Anyway, I'll see you at the end of the credits. Alright, any surprises at the end, or there's that it? I'd love to see a quick flash forward. Nope, that's it. Completed the Imperial Capital Burns. Ah, well, that is how it is. Lots of interesting stuff to chew on. If you, like I said, if you're still here, thank you so much for being here. And I'm thinking about some stuff. Where we're going to take Mondays from here on. Is it time to step away from Muv-Luv? Do we keep on and hit this adjacent Muv-Luv that came out, which I was very happy to support the publication and translation of. But should we save it? Should we not? I don't know. We'll have to find it out. Anyway, I'll get my final thoughts on this starting next week. So the live stream will go like probably live around 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Eastern U.S. Standard Time, the day on Monday, like a week from when this released. It's a tradition. It fits into my schedule pretty well. It's usually pretty manageable. So, yeah, it shouldn't be too tough. The only exception I can think of is I think that I might have there's a potential that I might be traveling. And if so, I'll update everyone on the Discord. But I don't think so. So we should all be good. Anyway, I appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. I certainly did. What a powerful side story. Like, it was genuinely, like, worth going into the deep dive and seeing all the characters and the backdoor dealings and everything that was happening at the time. Someone implied that they might do another after story that might center around Operation Lucifer, which would be really cool to see. So, yeah, that's another thing something that might be on the horizon somewhere. It'd be nice to see a breakdown of some of the events that occurred around that and the circumstances and like some of the behind the scenes decision making that was happening at the time. And also you got to remember, like, there's a hive that gets established in the Tokyo area. So how did that play out? And where was Japan at that point? Like, were they all just hiding in Hokkaido at that? like where else was the population of Japan when that started going down? But we'll get to it, hopefully. I love this universe. I love Muv-Luv so much. It's been worth every second, and it's one of the most impactful series I've ever had and ever experienced. And I can't believe that even after all this time, they're still making good content. This is like the newest like real publication, I think, from the company. Like I'm talking real as in like the newest, latest one. And it's still great. Still so good. Anyway, we will get to it all later. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you especially to the patrons and members who are just wonderful and supporting my dream of trying to make this channel like more than just a hobby. But frankly, anyone who's watching this, if anyone is sharing their eyeballs with this series, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. And I owe you. This is one of the greatest hobbies I've ever been able to launch into, something makes me just excited every day to be able to make new content and to share it and to hear feedback. So thanks for being a part of that. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And until the next video, watching me up and see me next. I'll see you there.